Welcome to the Alchemy Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Hasty, business mindset coach and sound healer. In this podcast, you'll find me sharing my wisdom and knowledge on mindset, entrepreneurial life, spirituality and inner development, sound healings, and of course, my life. So without further ado, let's begin. Welcome back to another episode of the Alchemy Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Anna, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you today. In this episode, I'm sharing with you 10 of my all-time favorite affirmations and how they have shaped and changed my life and my business. And as I've said before, you might not be in business, but you've come across this podcast and you're having a grand old time listening. You may find that these affirmations can be applied to you in any way or shape or part of your life. That might not necessarily be for a business if you're not working for yourself, etc. So yeah, I hope you really enjoy this. This morning, Woody, who is, for those who don't know who Woody is, he is my part-time dog. He lives between two houses, two families. So Francois and myself, and then he lives with another family, and we just have him here and there. And at the moment it's my time with Woody. And this morning we went down to the beach and it was fabulous. It's so nice. It may rain today. It's a little bit of a question mark on that one, but the water was, while it looked dark and a little bit moody, the water was so clear and the waves were rolling but not dumping, so it felt so good to get into the water, have a bit of a swim, enjoy the temperature. Woody loves to swim in the shallows of the waves, and he's not quite game enough to swim all the way out to me unless it's really flat and really calm. But yeah, he loves getting into the water. So that was our morning before we've come back just to chill out and record a podcast together. So very exciting. Okay, so as I said, today's episode is all about these fabulous affirmations that I have used over time that have changed my life and my business. Now, not too long ago, a friend of mine said, "Do affirmations actually work?" And I looked at her and I thought, that's a great question, because I know I have come up with that thought or that feeling about affirmations in the past of like, yeah, I'm sure they work. I'm sure they work for some, but would they really work for me? And this is what I want to say for any of those who may be not a fan of affirmations or a disbeliever of affirmations, or someone who's dabbled but not really felt like they have worked for them. My experience with affirmations is that they need to be said with intention, repetitively, and with emphasis. They do work. They do work when you say it repetitively and with intention. Affirmations are essentially something that you are affirming to believe to be true for yourself. So you're affirming something that you believe to be true. You're affirming that this thing has already happened and it's currently here in the present moment. So take a moment just to reflect. What is it something that you hear yourself saying regularly, repetitively, all the time? Negative or positive? I know I hear a lot of people say things like, "Oh, I'd love to do yoga, but I'm just not flexible enough." Or, "Oh, I'm just not really good with social media. I'm not very good with technology." So because they're constantly saying that, and so what they're doing is affirming to themselves, to the world, to their community, to their friends and family, that this thing is true for them. And essentially, when we say something in a negative statement like that, that affirmation is actually becoming more of a limiting belief, which yes, can be shifted and changed, but the first part is just to observe and go, oh, okay, well, if I want to do yoga, I just need to believe I can. I don't need to be flexible. I just can go to yoga. So affirmations are generally said in the positive and the present tense. So it's as if it's already happened, it's already here right now. And the key part is to say it with intention, repetitively, and with emotion, or to emphasize that this thing is already here in your life. You're constantly telling yourself, and in particular to your subconscious mind, that this thing is true. You're constantly telling your subconscious mind that this thing is true, or that I am this thing. And the more time you say it, the more you're embodying it. And then you're also emitting that energy or that frequency vibration out into the world, so that the world and your subconscious mind can work hand in hand to bring more of those things to you. When you say it repetitively and consistently, look and observe the hints and evidence that the shifts are starting to happen. This is what your mind needs to say that yes, this is happening, that these affirmations are working, that these shifts are being applied, that I'm making headway in this thing. Because really at the end of the day, as human beings, we always want to see evidence to be the proof to back up what it is that we want to believe or that we're doing, or etc. So if you doubt affirmations and have a little feeling of like, yeah, maybe, I don't know, you're not allowing yourself through the process of saying affirmations repetitively or consistently. So if you're having any doubts over these affirmations that you're saying, or if the process works, you're blocking or preventing any evidence of showing up to say that yes, they do work. So when you say it consistently and repetitively, just observe around you for those shifts and changes to provide the proof that these affirmations are working. Because when we see the evidence, for us, that's proof that this stuff is working. So if you have any doubts over the affirmations you are saying, that there's something deep inside saying, yeah, maybe not going to happen for me, or yeah, maybe one day that thing's going to happen, then there's something deeper in there that needs to be shifted or changed. So for example, I've been given, through handouts and PDFs and whatnot, lists of affirmations before on various different topics. And I've often gone through them going, oh yes, that's a great one. Oh, love that one. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to start saying that one. And I have actually come up and read one affirmation where I've just gone, oh, I don't know. I feel a bit triggered by that one. Like, is that possible for me? I know it's possible for that person. That person who's given me this affirmation has got evidence that it works for them, but is this true for me? Like, can I have this thing? Will this work out for me? And so the affirmation has caused me to have a little bit of a like, yeah, I can say it, but I don't really feel it. And if that's the case, then I know that there's something deeper in there, deeper inside, that needs to be shifted and changed because there's something holding me back. So that's when the inner work needs to be done. That's when mindset work can be done. And there are so many ways you can actually say affirmations, and I've done them all. From running around the garden and doing burpees and yelling them out loud, to like doing tapping on my heart and saying them, or using the EFT tapping points and saying them out loud. Just saying them out loud in general, writing them down, reading them every day, listening to them in a subliminal meditation. I've done it all. And I will say the only thing that really does make the affirmations work is the consistency. Pick however you want to say them. Say them while you're doing a headstand. Fabulous. Say them as the first thing you do when you get up in the morning, or the last thing you say before you go to sleep. Amazing. But it's the consistency that makes them the most successful. So do they work? Yes, I believe affirmations work. I wouldn't be here prattling on, waffling on, talking about affirmations or sharing the 10 that have changed my life, that have had a huge impact on my life, if I didn't believe that they worked. Okay, so I'll be ready. So here we go. These are the 10 affirmations that have had a huge impact on my life. And I just want to share them with you and also tell you what happened when I had started saying them repetitively, embodying them, noticing the shifts and changes happening. And I just feel like these are really good ones that people can have in their back pocket and maybe embody in any aspect of their life. So the first one is consistent, deliberate practice. and you no doubt will hear me say this one a lot. Comes up on my social media, it will come up in talks that I do. It's my all-time favorite because it just clearly sums up what you need to do to achieve whatever it is you want to do. Whatever you want to do, be, or have. Consistent, deliberate practice is what it takes. Saying affirmations, consistent, deliberate practice. Learning to get into a headstand. Playing basketball. Learning a new musical instrument. Through consistent, deliberate practice, how to stand up, how to walk, how to write with a pen, how to drive a car. Anything we've had to learn takes consistent, deliberate practice. And I feel like while it's not necessarily an affirmation, it could be more of a statement or a mantra. It's just such a good reminder of, okay, if I want to achieve this thing, it's going to take consistent, deliberate practice. Not just part-time, not just a bit of sporadic glitter thrown here and there. Consistent, deliberate practice. My favorite. The next one I have, and this is a relatively new one that I adopted maybe in the last 6 months or so. It's from Marissa Peer, who's a globally renowned celebrity therapist. And it's simply 3 words: I am enough. I am enough. So most people hold themselves back through their self-doubts and beliefs that they are not enough. For example, I'm not fit enough, smart enough, good enough, pretty enough, fast enough. And she found that writing these 3 words daily or saying them daily, putting them up where you can see them consistently. She had a whole, like you could say, a movement where people were writing it on their mirrors, I am enough. Just those words actually shifted and changed people's perceptions and feelings of not being enough to being enough, and actually increasing and boosting their self-confidence within themselves. So I've adopted this one because it's a great reminder of the fact that I am enough. Just as I am enough. I don't need to be anything more. I don't need to be anything less. I know enough. I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. And it's a good one because when you're coming up to doing something in your business where you feel like you're a little bit in that imposter syndrome or that comparisonitis frame of mind, if you take yourself back to being like, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough for my clients. I am enough for my customers. I am enough for my family. I am enough for my relationships. You are enough. You don't need to be anything more. It takes the pressure off of having to be more, do more, or know more. Okay, so the next one is, and I've also adopted this one probably in the last 6 months or so, is from Amanda Francis. And this one is, I am a wealthy woman. I am a wealthy woman. And I've picked this one up from Amanda's book, Rich as Fuck. And I'll actually put the link to the book in the show notes so that you can find it on Amazon. This is a great book about money mindset. She is known as the Money Queen. And in this book, she talks about the idea of being a wealthy woman and what it would look like to you to be a wealthy woman in your business, in your career, relationships, friends, etc. What would a wealthy woman do, be, or have? So by saying I am a wealthy woman, I'm starting to believe and say that I am, and it's opening my mind and my energy to attracting and being comfortable with wealth, as well as being in that energy of, this is how I want to be as a wealthy woman. This is how I will show up. This is what I would look like, act like, be like as a wealthy woman. And it's also in that energy of, how would I feel knowing that I can afford whatever it is I want to do or have, and knowing that my wealth is still consistent and still growing and increasing as a wealthy woman. It's a really good one to have, a really good one to sit with, just with that idea of, well, what would a wealthy woman look like for me? What would I do? What would I be? What would I have? The next affirmation I had since the start of my business, and it hasn't changed. I have a successful and thriving business. I have a successful and thriving business. And without getting into the specifics of what success looks like for me, or how I have a successful and thriving business, this affirmation for me is the intention that I have a business that supports me and others in the way that I want it to. And I guess I came up with this affirmation when I was starting, and I maybe had those doubts come into my mind of, is this possible? Can I do this? Is this going to work out for me? Will I be able to support myself? Will people want to come see me? Will people want to buy from me? Will people want to read book with me? Am I good enough? So when I had all those thoughts of coming in of self-doubt, worry, fear, I was like, no, stop. I have a successful and thriving business. And whatever that concept was, whatever that successful and thriving business looked like, I knew that affirmation basically covered that whole entire, all those specifics, because I knew that at the end of the day, I had a successful, thriving business, and that's all that I needed to know or have or to affirm. And it happened. When my business got busier and I had wait lists and I had people referring left, right, and center, and my weeks were incredible financially, I was able to come back and go, yeah, I have a successful and thriving business. I have a successful and thriving business. The evidence was right there that my business was successful and thriving. And it's a great one to have as well when you're perhaps faced in a moment within your business as to whether or not, if you're facing other people's doubts or fears that they're projecting on you about business or about whether you're going to be successful or whatever it is. It's a great one to come back and say, within your mind, you can say, well, look, interesting thought, my friend, but that's not for me because I have a successful and thriving business. And the more you say it, the more evidence starts to bank up that you do have a successful, thriving business in whatever way that looks for you. This then kind of leads into my next affirmation that I had, which was, it kind of, I guess, was an add-on to the successful and thriving business, or it was part of the specifics of, and it is, I see 5 clients per day, 4 days a week. I see 5 clients a day, 4 days a week. So I don't necessarily expect you to take that exact affirmation on because you might not be seeing clients, you may be a product-based business, whatever it is. But this one also came up recently when I had a chat with a coaching client who was establishing her business, and I said to her, do you have any ideas as to what a successful day or your ideal day or your ideal week or month would look like? And she said, oh yes, I would like to see this many people a day, this many people a week, and this is how many weeks I would like to work in a month, etc. I said, okay, so start creating your affirmation around those parameters of what you want in your business, because they are going to be the boundaries and the guidelines and basically the non-negotiable or the standard of what your business looks like right now. And know that you can change this. It's not set in concrete, you can change this at any time when you need to. And I have. Over time, it was like, I see 3 clients a day, 3 days a week. When I was starting to shift and change aspects of my business, I needed to see less people, but affirm that this was what I was doing and how it was. So it was in my way as well, putting that intention out into the universe. Universe catches it and goes, righto, lady, you want to see this many people, have this many days a week, here it is. So you're affirming something that's kind of like your standard, your non-negotiable. This is like how it works. This is my business framework setup. I said this because at the time when I was starting my business, I was worried about money. Those fears and worries of, will I be able to support myself? Will I be able to generate an income? Will I be able to take care of myself, pay for my rent, buy food, put petrol in my car? All those things. I was just worried about the money coming in. So I took a step back and said, all right, don't think about the money. Just think about your clients. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to serve? How many of those people? And I trusted that the right people would book in, and I didn't really mind how those days looked. I just knew I wanted to see 5 clients, and most of the time they were always like 1 hour clients, which is great, or 1 hour sessions. But I trusted that my week would be filled in the right way. I also trusted that those clients, even if I saw 5 30-minute clients in a day, most of them would rebook. Some might buy products. Some might recommend a friend. Someone might book in their family that's visiting. And maybe even if I did just have 5 30-minute clients in the day, great. Maybe I just get bigger gaps in between my clients so I can have a rest or go to the shops or do some housekeeping. Maybe I could even finish earlier. Like, amazing. I just trusted that I would have that many clients a day and that many a week, and that would be the standard for my working week. So have a play with that one and adopt it in whichever way you need for your business right now. My next one is, if blah blah can do it, so can I. So obviously replace blah blah with somebody's name. So for example, if Susie can do it, so can I. This one really helped me when I was having those moments of, again, doubt, fear, worry. Can I do this? Is this possible for me? Just all those worries as to whether or not I could make my business a success. And I came back to the thought of, right, okay, Anna, think of all the people you know in your life right now who have run a business and they're successful and they're doing really, really well at it. Who are these people? Where are they? What are they doing? Are they people you admire? Are they people you can learn from? Are they people that you can just have as a reference that if they can do it, so can I? It kind of takes the pressure off of thinking, oh my goodness, I'm the only person in this whole entire world that's going to be doing this and I'm alone. You're not. There are plenty of people around you in business doing what you're doing right now, and if they can do it successfully in a way that you admire and you aspire to, then you can do it too. So that one was a really good one for me. Every now and again when I was having those ho-hum moments, I'd sit down and be like, nope, if Ali can do it, I can do it. If so-and-so can do it, I can do it. If Susie can do it, I can do it. And I still have that now. I still have people in my mind that I roll through that I go, well, if that person did it, surely I can do it. It can't be that hard. So it's a good one. It's a more of a comforting one, but it's more of a reassurance that these people have done it, so therefore I can do it too. And it's also a really great way to be like, well, if you perhaps don't know anybody who's done what you're wanting to do, maybe it's a great way to find that person and then learn from them, or keep them as an inspiration that you can too. Find out if there's somebody in your industry or in your region, whatever it is, and learn from them. See if you can get in contact with them or just observe them. Find out how they did it, because if they're successful and if their success is something that you really want in a similar way, then you can learn from them or keep that person in mind of like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And this can be applied to anything in life, not just business. This can be applied to fitness goals. It can be applied to learning something new, whatever it is. If someone else can do it, you can do too. Okay, this one's going to be really fun. This one again, I probably have had in the last 6 months, maybe longer. We could say a year. Oh, maybe 6 months, maybe a bit more. It's really fun, and it's one that I want all my social media reluctant people who just struggle with social media to adopt, because this one has really changed my outlook, my perspective, and the way I show up on social media, and the way that I interact and work with social media, and the way I see and feel about social media. So if you're feeling like social media is a bugbear, it's like your love-hate relationship, like you're in struggle town with it, you hate it, you don't want to do it, you feel by it, I've been there. Honestly, I have been there with social media. I've posted and ghosted. I've ignored my insights. I've been too afraid to look at them because I feel like it's criticism or something. I've rolled my eyes at the thought of having to do something new. Like, for example, and this is where this affirmation comes in, and I will reveal it very soon because it's a great one. As you can tell, I'm very excited by this. When Reels came out, I was like, oh, are you for real? Like, I seriously have to perform like a monkey now? Like, this cannot be my life. I didn't sign up for this when I started my business. But in actual fact, by adopting this affirmation, it has changed the way I see and feel and show up in social media. Okay, are we ready? Drum roll, please. Posting to social media is fun and easy. Posting to social media is fun and easy. Posting to social media is fun and easy. Full stop. And I tell you what, that affirmation has really changed how I show up on social media. Let's just go back again to the reels. I actually don't mind now doing reels because I changed my perspective, or I shifted my perception of them. I thought, okay, this is a little bit like cheesy. It's a little bit like, oh, seriously, I have to dance around and point at things and lip sync. But in actual fact, I looked at it from a place of, well, hey, Anna, you are a performing monkey. Let's be honest. You love being on the stage. You love dancing. You love performing. This actually speaks to an aspect of your creativity. And this actually speaks to your inner high school drama student days, you know, your high school musical days and all of that kind of thing. And I giggled with my my social media business bestie, Tony, from Social Project, that I said to her, this really actually speaks to my high school inner drama student wannabe actress. And she's like, yeah, mine too. And then since then, like, doing reels is actually fun. And if you look at the way reels are actually progressing, it's not so much about funny head flicks and transitions and pointing. You can actually now do a reel where it's just literally less than a minute of talking about something. Like, reels can be as creative or as complicated as you want them to make it to be. And the same with the rest of social media. So not to get too off topic with this affirmation, but just as a reminder, and this is one other thing that really helped me shift my perspective underneath this banner of posting to social media is fun and easy. Social media is free. It's a free platform. We don't have to pay for anything to use it. It is free advertising 24/7 hours a day. It's free. It's free. And it can be fun and easy in whatever way you want it to be fun and easy. So if your talents lie in posting a picture of yourself doing something in your business, and then like a intuitive message that you've downloaded, you've felt so insightful about, you know, it's a longer paragraph or a longer text, just do that. Like, if that's how you feel when you show up, that it gets your message across and it's talking to your audience and it's talking to them about what you offer, transformations, how you can help them, etc., then do that. I have, depending on what you do and what your audience is and how you want to be seen in your business or show up, etc., social media has multiple ways of you expressing your creativity and talent, and it can be fun and easy. When I started saying this, social media, I kid you not, for me became fun and easy. And the moment that happened, I sat there and I went, holy F-moly, that affirmation worked. It's fun and easy. Whoa. Oh my goodness, it's so fun and easy. I find now when I post to social media, it's quick and it's easy. The words just come out. The post goes up. It's done within no time. I'm not fussing with it, struggling with it, holding myself back. It's just done. It's incredible. Because I now believe posting to social media is fun and easy. It's fun and easy. It's fun and easy. And I will also tag this in here. If there's an aspect of your business that you're finding that isn't fun, and I'm going to make a note to talk about this another time, but if you're finding that something in your business isn't fun, then you need to sit back and reflect and question that. Okay, why is this not fun? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not having fun in your business, then what are you doing? It's meant to be easy. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. You don't want to feel like you're slogging it out at something, because you might as well, unless there's passion behind it, unless there's joy behind it, unless there's this, you know, fire behind it. Because if you're really resenting what you're doing, then maybe you're shouldn't be doing that anyway. And that can go for anything in life. So always reflect, is this fun? Am I having fun? Because I will also add on this, I know this is such a great affirmation. Your mind loves things that are fun and enjoyable. You're going to feel more excited and more inclined to do that thing, knowing that it's fun and enjoyable. So for example, if you could think of all the housework tasks that you do at home, and you know the ones that you really enjoy, if you do enjoy doing housework, versus the ones you hate and you really don't like, which ones are you going to kind of gravitate towards more? You can do more of the fun, easier, lighter ones as opposed to the ones you really don't like. For me, love vacuuming. Don't mind a good vacuum. I love the achievement of like dirt and dust and dog hair being sucked up in the vacuum cleaner. Do I like cleaning my shower? Hell no. Ugh, it's the most tiring, laborious, boring, yucky thing ever. I hate cleaning my shower. So is it fun and is it easy? It's such an important message in whatever you're doing. Yay, I could go on for that one for hours. I love that one. Okay, next one is new, aligned, and exciting opportunities are always flowing my way. This came from working with Christy Lee Rackham from My Holistic Nurse. And I just love, because I want new and exciting and aligned opportunities to flow my way on a regular basis within my business. And this keeps in alignment with one of my business values, which is fun, and collaborations. I love working with other people. I love being invited to do speaking events and presentations. I love doing group activities, and I love working in retreats, and I love working with other yoga teachers. Whatever aspect it is within my business, whether it's mindset, whether it's sound healing, new and aligned opportunities are always flowing my way. And that feels so great. It feels so beautiful to have those words just swimming around. New, aligned, and exciting opportunities are always flowing my way. It's like this river of energy. It's like this glittery, sparkly flow of fun things coming my way that will keep me entertained, stimulated, interested, vibrant, having fun, working with others, gaining experience from these opportunities, and opening doors. And that's what I want. So if you're in business or however you want to play or adopt this, by all means, take it. New, aligned, and exciting opportunities are always flowing my way. Here we go. We're almost done. Thank you for hanging in there. This one's a really good one. This one came from a conversation that I had with a friend when she was talking about an experience she had. And it is, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. So when you've had those moments that you hit rock bottom, or something happens and you fall off the wagon, the boat, or the whatever it is, or something happens and it feels like it's bombed, failed, didn't work out the way you wanted it to, don't just sit there and wallow. I give you minimal wallowing time, but you just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. This kind of surrounds the idea of it's not failure, it's just feedback. It's from learning so that you can grow. Keep going. And it's kind of brings me back to this childhood memory. My sister and I had a pony that we shared, and Mum would obviously take us on lots of pony rides and teach us how to ride a pony. And Mum always said, whenever you fall off a horse, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to get back up on it again and keep going. You never not get back on a horse after you've fallen off. And I tell you what, I fell off plenty of times. I even fell into a cow pat once. I know, I have a friend who loves to remind me of that. But otherwise, you always pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. So have those moments where you feel a bit glum, a bit ho-hum, get that energy out of you, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Okay, and the last one is, this is a really, really good one. Again, I pinched this one, I think, recently from Amanda Francis from her book again. And this one is, I am stepping into my greatness. This is a very new one that I've adopted, and I'm really excited to see and receive the evidence, the proof that this is really happening. But before the evidence happens, I really need to say this, remind myself, and embody that feeling of me stepping into my greatness. I am stepping into my greatness. And this can be applied into whatever aspect of your life again, but it's really coming back to you believing in yourself, creating that energy to surround you, to be in you, to move around you, that you are stepping into this next amazing thing of who and what you want to identify as. And this one for me is a good one because I am stepping more and more into this role of being a business mindset coach. And of course, this comes with all sorts of different learnings and opportunities and growth. But ultimately, I'm stepping into my greatness. I'm stepping into this idea, this aspect, this element, this thing that I believe about myself, and I'm stepping into it. I'm showing up and I'm stepping into it. And it feels so glittery. It feels so sparkly. It feels so magic. It feels so empowering. It feels so bold. It feels so wonderful. I'm stepping into my greatness. I am stepping into my greatness. I am stepping into my greatness. So that's a beautiful one for whatever you wish to apply it to within your life right now. Definitely apply it within something that you're doing within your business. If you're shifting gears, pivoting, wanting to just have that growth and expansion, it's just a wonderful one that kind of sums up the total of what you're doing right now. I'm stepping into my greatness. That is number 10. That is our final affirmation. Whoa, there we go. So which ones really resonated for you? Which ones were you like, that's nice? Which ones do you think you could adopt and use? Starting from consistent, deliberate practice. I am enough. I am a wealthy woman. I have a successful and thriving business. I see 5 clients per day, 4 days a week, or I see X amount of clients a day, 4 days a week, whatever. If X can do it, so can I. Posting to social media is fun and easy. New and aligned, exciting opportunities are always flowing my way. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. I am stepping into my greatness. Yay! So they're my affirmations that have changed my life and my business. Some of them are obviously current, some of them are reoccurring, and some of them I know I've had, and they've created such a big impact. And overall, each time I've said them, each time I feel into them, each time I embody that feeling of being that thing, there is evidence always around me to say, yes, 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 yes. Because the evidence gives you proof, which gives you confirmation that this thing is true for you. And that's what affirmations do. I love this. So yeah, were there any that you resonated with? Are there any affirmations that you say yourself that are really powerful and you've had wonderful and amazing results from saying that, and that you consistently and continue to say as well? Please, please, please just send a little screenshot of this episode, and you can just send me a DM on Instagram at Anna F. Hasty, or you can put it on your stories just with your little takeaway or the affirmations you're currently using, or any of these that you are wanting to embody. I will also put them all in the show notes so that you can have fun playing around with them. I hope you really enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. So thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. Oh, here we go. Episode 4. It's done. Love it. Enjoy your day. Take care. Sending you so much love. See you later. Bye. Hey, it's just me again. So I have a question for you. What mindset shifts do you believe you need to make right now to grow the business of your dreams? I'm currently opening up my diary to free mindset assessment for your business is a 45-minute call where I help you to identify the one mindset block stopping you from creating visibility in your business. And after uncovering that one mindset block, you'll have immense clarity on what is stopping you from showing up or being online. And together we'll create a habit or process that you can do daily and a strategy to get you seen with more confidence in your business. So if you would love to jump on one of these free 45-minute business mindset assessments, you can hit the link in the show notes or just head over to my Instagram page, Anna F. Hasty. Head to the link in the bio and you can pick it up from there as well. Look forward to chatting to you soon. Have a fabulous day. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. Please rate and review this podcast so that it can continue to thrive and reach more listeners. I love to know who my listeners are, so please screenshot this episode and tag me on Instagram at Anna F. Hasty. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.